Salvete! Hello everybody. This is Latin with Stephen. Spero vos valere. I hope you're doing well. Spero vos valere. Bene es mihi. Bene es mihi. I am doing well, thank you. So welcome wherever you are. This is lesson 3 of unit 2. What have we done so far in this second unit? Well, we started off by looking at second conjugation verbs. So we have here on this board in red the verb habere. Do you remember that one? To have. Habere. Take off the ere, gives us a stem hab, and this is how it conjugates. Let's do it together just for a bit of revision. Habeo, habes, habet. I have, you have, he, she has. Habeo, habes, habet. Then the plural. Habemus, habetis, habent. Habemus, habetis, habent. Habeo, habes, habet. Habemus, habetis, habent. One more time. Habeo, habes, habet. Habemus, habetis, habent. And then we also looked at the verb to see. Videre, videre. To warn or advise. Monere. To sit. Sedere, sedere. I've got another one for you. We just had monere, to warn or advise, with an M-O-N. Well, here I've got manere, M-A-N, in the first syllable. And this is the verb to stay or to remain. If we just listen to that word, remain, manere, it's in there, isn't it? The man bit. So, manere is to stay. Second conjugation with a long E. Take off the ere, the stem is man. Apply the same endings as above. Let's do it together, guys. Maneo, I stay. Manes, you stay, one person. Manet, he, she, it. Manemos, we. Manetis, you guys. Manent, they. Again. Maneo, manes, manet. Manemos, manetis, manent. Maneo, manes, manet. Manemos, manetis, manent. So, I stay in the house. Ego, maneo. Maneo. In Willa. In Willa maneo. The girl stays in the house. Puella manet. Yeah? Et. Puella manet in Willa. The slave stays in the garden. We met garden yesterday, didn't we? We had hortus, ablative case. Servus in horto manet. Okay, so manere, to stay, to remain. So we also introduced the second declension nouns. So just to recap, second declension nouns, the ones they can either be masculine or neuter, but we're looking for now at the masculine ones ending in us. All right, and we had dominus, meaning master, in the nominative singular. Let's just go through the singular declension all through the cases, then we'll add today the plurals. All right, so that's the new bit for today. We have, I'll move back, dominus, domine, dominum, domini, domino, domino, dominus, domine, dominum, domini, domino, domino. Again, make sure you're saying it with me, guys. Dominus, domine, dominum, domini, of the master, domino, to or for the master, domino, by, from, or with ablative. All right. What happens in the plural then with second declensions? Well, us goes to E, so that's just nominative. The masters are. Domini, what's are? Singular is est, right? Dominus est in horto. The master is in the garden. Dominus est. But domini begins with S. You sunt. From the verb to be, sunt, plural, they are. Domini sunt. The masters are in the garden. Domini sunt in horto. Domini sunt. So singular, dominus est, master is. Plural, domini sunt. Dominus est, domini sunt. We could take servus, slave, and do the same thing. Singular, servus est, the slave is. Plural, servi sunt. So any us word, masculine second declension, becomes E in the plural for the nominative. And for the vocative, if you're shouting. Masters. Your direct address. Accusative, we get os. Dominos. If you think about the first declension that we covered in the last unit, like puella, what was that in the accusative plural? I see the girls. I praise the girls. Puellas. So we had as. This time we've got os. So we've got a long vowel sound with an S, common to both declensions. As, puellas, dominas, anquilas. Dominos, servos, filios, the sons, when they're the object of the sentence, when they're receiving the action. Domini, domini, dominos. Genitive plural, meaning of the masters. Dominorum, very, very similar to the first declension, which was arum, of the girls. Puellarum. Here we've swapped, just like we swapped the A there to O. Here we've got A to O as well, from first to second declension. Dominorum. Puellarum, of the girls. Dominorum, of the masters. Of the slaves. Servorum, of the sons. Filiorum, yeah, of the pupils. Discipulorum. So that's quite a long one, isn't it? Orum. Whenever you see that, it's always going to mean of the, belonging to the. So it does the job of an apostrophe, S apostrophe. The masters with the apostrophe after the S. The masters, horses, something like that. I.e., more than one master. Dative, dominis. Plural, ablative, dominis. Well, this, and hopefully you notice this, is identical to first declension. If we just think of the plurals, puellai, puellai, puellas, puellarum, puellis, puellis. Because with the girls is cum puellis. So actually, the dative and ablative plural for second declension is identical to first declension. That's great. It really helps us. And I've only got so much whiteboard space here, but it's not a bad idea for you actually to compare visually first and second declension. Either write them out or find them in a book or something like that, or online, and just look at them, because we've said before language is patterns, and when you start noticing the patterns, arum to orum, is and is the same, as to os, it's not too difficult to get them in your head and remember them. Alright, so look for the patterns. So domini, domini, dominos, dominorum, dominis, dominis. Domini, domini, dominos, dominorum, dominis, dominis. Let's do singular, then plural. Please do this with me. Saying it aloud is all part of the learning process. So, dominus, domine, dominum, domini, domino, domino. Plural. Domini, domini, dominos, dominorum, dominis, dominis. Whole thing again. Alright? Dominus, domine, dominum, domini, domino, domino. Plural. Domini, domini, dominos, dominorum, dominis, dominis. Alright. It's going to take a bit of practice, isn't it, to get them into your head. But you'll do it, just like you did with the first declension. And once you know them, you don't forget them. Alright, so it's just getting to that point with lots of practice. Let's just go back to the nouns we covered yesterday. I've referred to them, some of them already. So dominus is master, servus, slave, male, filius is son, as in S-O-N, my son, my male child. Filius. Hortus, what was that? Garden. Discipulus, pupil. Gladius is what the gladiator carries, it's the sword. So what's the plural? Swords. Swords. The swords are. The swords are nice, the swords are here. Gladii. Gladii sunt. Gladii sunt in mensa. The swords are on the table. Gladii sunt. Gladii sunt in mensa. What it's, I have. Habeo, I have the swords. I've got them ready for battle. I have the swords. Habeo. Gladios. Accusative plural, direct object. Gladios habeo. Gladios habeo. Two more for you guys. The cook. Coquus. Coquus. And a horse is a nice one. Equus. Equus. They, I think, refer to horse riding or in sport as equestrian. Don't they? So that's where it comes from. equus. So the QU is just a qu. Coquus, equus. Servus, filius, hortus, discipulos, gladius, coquus, equus. Let's just have a go then at making a few sentences, both singular and plural, using some of these words. All right. What about the son or my son, singular, is in the garden. The son or my son is in the garden. That's all you need. Son, filius, he's being, nominative case. Filius est, gotta know that by now. Est in hortus is there, but ablative singular, horto after in. When it's static, located in a place, is ablative. In horto. Filius est in horto. Let's change the est to stays or remains. My son remains in the garden. Filius manere. Maneo, manes, manet. Manet, third person. Filius manet in horto. Filius in horto manet. Let's pluralize it, guys. I've got two sons. Let's imagine. The sons, my sons, remain or stay in the garden. My sons remain in the garden. Pluralize the nominative, because they're doing the action. Filii. And it's right that you have got two I's. The first one is just part of the stem of the word. We take off the us and add the second E, so the second I, pronounced E. So you've got a double I. Filii. Filii. Remain. Manent. Plural, enti. Manent in horto. Filii in horto. Manent. Today. They're staying in the garden today. Filii hodie. Do you remember that one? Hodie in horto manent. Filii hodie in horto manent. Going back to our ere verbs, what was to see? Begins with a V, V-I, like vision, video. I see. Video. I see the slaves. Or my slaves. I see the slaves. I see them. That makes them accusative. Is more than one, so we can't keep it us. We have to transfer it to accusative plural. Os. Video. Ego video. Servos. Servos. Video. I see the slaves in the garden. Video. Ego video. Servos in horto. Servos in horto. Video. With the sons. With my sons. I see the slaves in the garden with my sons. Ego video. Servos, accusative, in horto. With is what? 3 letters, begins with C. Cum. Takes the ablative case. So filiis. Again, another double I at the end, it's correct. Filiis. Cum filiis. Filius. Cum filiis. Servos in horto, cum filiis video. What if we're doing the seeing? Not video, but videmus. Well done if you got it right. Amos, videmus. Servos videmus. Filios videmus. Servos in horto, cum filiis videmus. All right, let's change the actors, change the characters. What about the cook? Let's go back to having, habere. The cook has a horse. Why not? The cook has a horse. Nominative, because he's having. Coquus, keep it like that. Habet. What we're doing to this one. Accusative is being had, singular. Equum. Coquus. Equum. Habet. And you see, you've got to get it in that order. Because if you said there, coquum and equus, then the horse has the cook. So it becomes essential that you get the order, that you get the endings right. So coquus, equum habet. He's got 2 horses this time. The cook has horses. Coquus habet equus. What about the horses of the cook? The horses of the belonging to the cook. So it's plural horses, nominative, equi, qui. So it also gets the E ending. Alright? So some of them use the same endings, but for different cases, different meanings. Okay, so equus or equi, plural, the horses, equi, coqui. All right. What about, let's go back to giving. I'm going to introduce a dative here. Giving, the verb to give is dare. Do das dat, damos datis dant. Let's do it, come on, let's do it together, guys. Do das dat, I give, you give, he gives. Damos datis dant. Again, do das dat, damos datis dant is dare. First conjugation. Right, okay. We give, damos. The swords, accusative, plural. Gladios, damos gladios, to the masters. They're going off to war. There's more than one of them. Domi, to the masters, going to be dative, right? And it's plural. So we'd come down here. Dominis. Gladios, the swords. Dominis, damos. Dominis, to the masters. Gladios, the swords. Damos. Dominis, gladios, damos. Always, we always give the swords to the masters. Begins with S. S-E-M, always. Sempre. Sempre. Dominis, gladios, damos. Sempre. Dominis, gladios, damos, or gladios, dominis, damos. Makes no difference. Let's maybe do one or two more, guys. Right, let's go back to this horse. Why not? The horse is in the garden. Singular. Equus is est in horto. The horse remains. Equus manere, third person, manet in horto. Today. Hodie. Hodie equus manet in horto. What about it standing? Remember that one? A bit like dare, to give, dare and stare. Sto, stas, stat. Sto, stas, stat. Equus, stat, stat. In horto. Equus in horto, stat. Stat is standing, stands. What about sitting? Well, that's a second conjugation. Like the habere, it's sedere. So it's not going to be et, sedet. Stat, first conjugation, are. Sedet, second conjugation, ere. So we need that clarity in our minds. Is it an are verb? Is it ere? At, et. Equus stat, the horse is standing. Equus sedet, is sitting. Equus in horto sedet. Equus in horto sedet. There's more than one horse. The horses are sitting. Nominative plural, because they're doing it. Equus becomes equi. What's the verb going to have? Not et, but ent. Equi sedent in horto. Equi in horto sedent. The horses of the masters, plural, are sitting in the garden. The horses of the masters, which is to say the masters, S apostrophe afterwards, are sitting in the garden. Well, who's doing the sitting? The horses. That makes them nominative. They're in charge of the verb. So that's easy. Equi. We know the verb is sedent in horto. So what's of the masters? What case is of the genitive? Going to be genitive plural. Dominorum. Equi. Dominorum. Sedent in horto. Dominorum equi. Same thing. Perfectly correct. Dominorum long O. Excuse me. Dominorum equi. Sedent in horto. Stant are standing in horto. Sunt are. Sunt, stand. Sedent, singular. Est, stat, sedet. Est is stat, stands. Sedet, sits, plural. Sunt are, equisunt. Stant, nt. Sedent are sitting. So always nt for plural, third person, they. Well, let's do one last one, guys. Right. I see the cook in the kitchen. I see the cook in the kitchen. Remember, kitchen's kulina. So in the kitchen, that's easy. Ablative in kulina. In kulina. I see the video. 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 He's being seen. He's not doing the seeing, so he becomes accusative. Coquum. Coquum. In kulina. Video. Coquum. In kulina. Video. The cook is standing in the kitchen. Coquus. We just had it. Stat in kulina. Because he's working. Quod. Laborat. Laborare. First conjugation, therefore, at. Video. Coquum in kulina. Coquum in kulina. Video. Coquus. This time he's doing the standing, therefore, back to nominative. He's in charge of the verb. Coquus in kulina stat. Quod. Because. Coquus laborat. The master praises, laudable, praises the cook because the cook is working in the kitchen. Dominus, coquum, accusative, laudat, because the cook is working in the kitchen. Quod coquus in culina laborat. Right, guys, very, very good. Hope this has been helpful practice for you. So, our nouns: servus, slave; Filius, the son; hortus, garden; discipulus, a pupil; gladius, a sword; coquus, the cook; equus, the horse. We've got manere to go along with habere and videre and sedere, etc. Ere. And we've also looked at plurals in the second declension. Let's just recite this once more and then we'll finish in this video. So, singular, then plural. Let's go. Plenty of enthusiasm, guys. Dominus, domine, dominum, domini, domino, domino. Plural. Domini, domini, dominos. Accusative, dominorum, dominis, dominis. Come on, once more for good luck. Once more for the road. Dominus, domine, dominum, domini, domino, domino. Domini, domini, dominos, dominorum, dominis, dominis. Fantastic. Keep practicing. I'll be back soon with another video, all being well. And take care. Give us a like if this has been useful, if it's been helpful. I'd like to hear a comment where you're watching this from. Say hello to me. And subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Walete.